you know, I know it's my show. I know that. I'm not going to take my ball and go home.
Go take your marbles.
Well, we do have to play though.
Well,
Tracy.
you can't play that good no
Tracy.
way. You know, I never cared for that damn Yankee sound.
Well, they champions, man. So you know that's why I got it all.
What else? Who the champ?
White Sox, 2005.
Oh, well, hell. What year is this?
2019.
On this edition of Here We Are, we have some great artists that's going to be doing some great music here. Music that we call the music of America. We have the guest today with us. It's going to be Mr. the Root Doctor Music, and Mr. Sam Cockrell. Some of you may have known the Root Doctor Music. His name formerly was Roy Hightower.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of like Malcolm get rid of it, and so therefore that's the way it goes, you know.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's right. This is Roy Hightower. We're going to have a great show. These gentlemen here have played a while here in the Chicago area and across the US of A and a couple other places they've been around. So here we go. We're going to get into the program where we chat about American music, what we call folk music of America, blues. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. You don't talk?
Oh yeah, well he said it all. That was all.
Okay, that's good.
Hello, everybody.
This is the Root Doctor here. That's Mr. Cockrell over there with the red guitar. So, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I want you guys to tell me a little bit about this great American music, what we call blues. Whichever one want to start, you can do it.
Well, you know, blues is simply nothing but the facts of life. You know, that's all. Blues is the facts of life. So that says it all.
Yeah, well, you know, that's why I refer to it as folk music, because folk music tells the story of a
Yeah.
folk, you know, so yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself, introduce yourself to the
Okay,
audience.
well, I'm originally an Alabama boy, you know.
Damn rebel, okay, good, just like me, I'm a damn rebel too, I'm proud to be.
Born to a father who was an herb doctor, you know, and so when he passed away, then we moved to Mobile, Alabama. And of course, I did a lot of music around Mobile when I was a kid, you know, young teenager. And I met some great musicians there, and we did a lot of playing together, what we call woodshed. You know, we did that till I was about 19 or 20, and I came to Chicago, you know, yeah. So got to Chicago, and I had a niece that lived on 45th Street, and she was like a barmaid, and she would take me around. She knew that I played music. She would take me to places like Peppers. So I don't know if you remember Peppers on 43rd.
I remember it vaguely, yes.
Yeah, well, Johnny Peppers was the proprietor. And Friday nights, they had Harlan Wolf. Saturday nights, they had Muddy Waters. And I would go down. My niece took me down to meet musicians, and maybe I could get a chance to play with some of the guys. So I ran into Mighty Joe Young, who was the guitar player for Otis Rush. But he was leaving to put his own group together. And he heard me play. I went up to sit in. He said, hey, man, I'm getting ready to leave Otis. I'm putting my own thing together. So why don't you come down Tuesday night? Say, we play down here on Tuesday night. I want Otis to hear you. You know, maybe you get the gig, you know. So I went down that Tuesday night, went up and sat in, got hired on the spot. So I was there every Tuesday with Otis Rush. And I was every Friday and Saturday at the Castle Rock, which was 4200 West Roosevelt Road. So that's kind of a gist of my introduction to Chicago. So we'll get into that a little bit later. So
Okay, well, thank you very much. And Sam, tell us about you.
Well, I'm
You're a Chicago boy, so
born
you know.
and raised here in the great city of Chicago, state of Illinois. It's interesting. I was talking to Root Doctor off camera. I think my foray into music started off as, like most guys, coming up my era. I was born in 1958. Funk, R&B, you know, stuff like that, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores. Jackson 5 was my inspiration to want to play music in the first place. But, you know, getting back to something that the Root Doctor said, you asked him a question about blues, it's a personal expression for every artist, because you can take the 145 format or any format with numbers and express it your way, because everything at some point has to evolve. When you go back to people like Son House and Booker White, T-Bone Walker, which is where B.B. King pretty much came from. Then you got guys after that. And like now, as a bass player, in the blues market, you know, the blues is dominated by guitar originally. And most guys, you know, I don't want to say this and be demeaning, but most guys that play the guitar that don't work on their vocals tend to play these elongated solos because they don't work on the communication part with the song. And as a bass player, that's what I have to specialize in, because I don't get to express myself in that way with this instrument. This is usually a support instrument, but not the way I do it. And it's still respectful to the genre. So that's what I'm saying. The evolution of music has caused me to become a lead bassist, but also holding down the bottom and creating the band around that particular style. And I remember guys telling me, yeah, that ain't gonna never work. And it's worked for over 45 years. Some of y'all that's still out there who remember saying that. And I do say you just have to be who you are, express yourself the best way you can, your instrument, get guys around you that share your vision, and let them play. You know, it can't always be about you, otherwise then it's not a band, right?
Right.
So if you come see me, you see in the band many times, I do the least amount of stuff in my band, because it's not necessary, because I got great players, and they need to do it. So basically, you know, I would say that when I got into the blues, and I don't remember what year that was, that's when everything started changing for me. I started traveling overseas a lot, because there was no place to play for R&B and soul groups. Every club was about the blues, so click, 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 play the blues. And things I never imagined would happen, the places I've been, the people I've met. And just real quick, Root Doctor talked about Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
I met Mighty Joe Young in Palatine at a place called Blue Note, and in Bill Street later on. And he was playing "I Want You Back" when I first met him by the Jackson 5, which blew me away, because they killed it. Mm-hmm. But they were playing a blues set, and out of nowhere that came. So I said, okay, you can do it, because people responded to it. But overall, I would say that any young player or any player watching this, you got to be who you are. If you do that, you're going to be successful. I'm going to be the most successful me ever, no matter how much I sound or might be close to somebody else. But I do what I do. And with that, this is why we're sitting here now. Mm-hmm.
Now, you just used something, and I want you to explain that to me, layman's, that I do
layman's
play.
term, okay.
Yeah. 145, what is that? You said that the formula that they'll be using to play music in.
Well, that's just one of the many styles that musicians use. And I would say it's the most basic format that you can play without, say, a lot of bands you see get on stage, they don't rehearse because they don't have to. You say, well, give me a 145 in the key of this or that. And most musicians don't know what that means, right? And it only changes when a guy gets creative who knows maybe a little bit more, and they start throwing in other colors. And then you have to know music then, because you can't get up there if you don't know what a flat 5 is or a 13th or blah, blah. And another, as a bass player, I'm a musician. I just happen to play the bass. I play piano, I play guitar, but that's for songwriting purposes. I could do it if I had to as a rhythm player, but I'm not going to be, I'm not trying to be that. But basically, that's just a language that musicians understand. What key we in? Give me a rumba in G. Give me a lump in A or whatever. We're doing a 1-4-5, or we're going to do a minor blues, a 1-4 minor blues. Same thing. It's just a way to communicate with musicians to let them know what you're going to do. And if it's a medium show or up-tempo, usually like today, we'll start it off and give you the feeling that we want, and then everybody will fall in.
Now, you guys want to play something? You just want to continue to talk a little bit? You want to play something?
We might well play something.
Yeah.
Since I'm an Alabama boy,
yeah,
we'll do a song that I wrote.
Okay.
About my hometown.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Go continue.
And we all can like just chime in and help do this.
Okay.
You can join in and help sing too. Yes, indeed. Okay. It's entitled Mobile. Going to Mobile, where I was raised up at. Okay? Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. drinking dry beer, y'all, and kick back in the fishing boat. I said, going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
I'm going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. Going just to show as I live. Going through the Bankhead Tunnel, then the causeway, stopping on Paradise Beach where they party night and day. Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. I'm going just to show as I live. One thing people always wanted to do, grab me one of them Mobile girls, y'all, and walk down through Hank Aaron Loop. Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile, yeah.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. I'm going just to show as I live. Down on Dolphin Island where the dolphin play with the sharks. People fishing all day and then they fish right after dark. Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
I'm going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. I'm going just to show as I live. Going through the Bankhead Tunnel and then the causeway, stopping on Paradise Beach where they party night and day. Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile, yeah.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. I'm going just to show as I live. One more time, y'all say. One thing people always wanted to do, grab me one of them Mobile girls, y'all, and walk down through Hank Aaron Loop. Going to Mobile.
Going to Mobile.
I'm going to Mobile, yeah.
Going to Mobile.
You know that's my hometown. Yeah, I'm going just to show as I live. Going to Mobile, baby. Thank you.
All
we
right.
appreciate you. Yeah. Playing these low down, dirty, stinking blues.
What's low down? Ain't nothing low down and stinky about the blues. The blues is a good thing.
Low down, dirty, stinking blues.
What year did you record that one?
Oh, let me see. Had to be back around 19 in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
How's it doing for you? How's that particular song doing? How do people
It's
back in
doing
Mobile?
okay.
They recognize you back in Birmingham, back in
Back
Mobile?
in Mobile, yeah.
Birmingham's
yeah.
north, Henry. I'm sorry, that's a long way from Mobile.
Yeah, that's about 300
Oh,
miles
listen
south.
to him. You know, he want to be a
He
dad.
got his geography together.
Yeah, you know,
Hey,
you know.
I spent many years in Birmingham and Mobile. I got folks there, okay?
It's one thing I know. I'm serious. Now, this is one thing I notice about Yankees. They all want to be doggone Southern.
Because you know what?
Crazy about our
but you
lifestyle.
need to-
If they want to put us down there like with
But
the
you're going to
backwoods.
confuse people with that. That's like from California to Chicago. You
It
can't
ain't
walk
that-
from
look,
Mobile
man,
from
look.
Birmingham.
The farmer here knew what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
but people need to be clear about what you're saying.
So you want to go down there and play with the Sharks, huh?
Hey, you know what? Speaking of the people, I got a funny experience, and maybe the root doctor, he may not have this experience because perception is a funny thing in our business. Now, when people see you, you get labeled, whether that's good or bad.
Right.
Now, I can play every blues standard that there is known to man, and people will still walk away sometime and say, wow, he doesn't play a lot of blues. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? I mean, because once they see me and you get a reputation for a certain thing, like if you come to my show, right, and you never see me and they say, man, this dude, you got to check him out. And if I don't do that, they're disappointed. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how do they can walk away thinking I'm doing every standard there is, man. And I'm like, what do you mean? Everything we played tonight was traditional blues. So sometimes I don't care what you do. People just want to label you. And I don't mind that because I've learned to get over that. You know what I mean? People just got their own ideas about that. Don't you think so?
Like what's happening, you know, like they want to put you in a category.
Yeah.
Because most people that has a format or have a show, they have categories. Like you have blues station, you have hip hop, or you have jazz. So they want to put you somewhere. If you record, it's just like I used to have a problem with my music back in the 70s, and that radio station would say, we don't know what to do with your music. We don't know where to put you. Are you blues? Or are you R&B? Are you? I'm a musician. I just play what I feel.
That's what I tell them. It's like here's another thing you Southern boys can appreciate. It's like a pot of gumbo. There's a whole lot of good stuff in that pot, but no one thing makes it great. So when you play music like that, a perfect example, I'll take a guy like Robert Cray. When he came out, it took black people a long time to get into him because his style was not what it was great to me as a musician, but you go to, I know some of them low down blues clubs, they're not going to kind of feel what he's doing because he's doing something different that catered more to a European audience. And getting back to what you said about
I'm not
these
sure which one of these things are
about
causing
these categories, that's an economic divide, the categorization of music.
True.
Because when you look at Stevie Ray Vaughan, he didn't want to be labeled as rock. But they did that because they knew it was going to draw all of what they like to use, the mainstream. That's a code word for white. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, hey, you like music,
Yeah, you like music, you like music, right.
And you know, who in the hell just, I agree with you about labels, and that's going.
Yeah, right, but here's the thing, though, that's funny about that. They'll love our genres and our music style, but they don't want to pay us.
Yeah.
They look, and listen, like I said, I respect all musicians, but come on, man. Look, there's no way you can tell me that some guy been playing all his life who helped create this music should be getting paid $25 and this dude is getting paid $300 to do the same thing. That's the injustice of what we do. Yeah. The clubs we go to, they want a whole lot for nothing. And a lot of us are willing to do it. And that's one reason why you and I talked before. You don't see me on the South Side a lot. I tried it. For some reason, we just can't get it together. Not that I wouldn't do it, but we got to fix that problem. And our people have to be the one to fix it by coming out and supporting us. If they, at $5 and $6, you know, we're not asking you for that. But if we lose that, then, like you said, we got to go to the suburbs where I'm frequently at, or down on Halsted on the north side where all of the opportunities are at. Yeah. You know, what you think about that, Rude Doctor?
Yeah, I feel you. You know, that make a lot of sense.
He didn't ask you what you feel, Rude Doctor. He asked you what you thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, and it's hard to combat that when we got guys which is another thing. We'll go into a club and I'll ask a guy for $1,500, which is I'm well worth that with what we do. And some guy will come behind me and say, we'll do it for $200. So you got to deal with that too, because I'm sure all of us would rather drive a Mercedes than a Pinto. But that's what you get. You pay for what you get. You get what you pay for. So if we can fix that problem, because look, they don't care how you sound. If you can ring the register and get people in there to buy beer, that's what it's come down to now. Some of the best bands are not working now because unfortunately they don't have enough draw to get out there and get people in the club, which is kind of sad because if you don't believe me, I played the Kingston Mine for about 2-3 years way back in the day. That place is packed no matter who's there. You got to keep them there. If they don't like you, you know what they do? They walk to the other side and wait for the other band. So a true measure of a band's test is to put them someplace that's not popular and watch their draw. And a lot of my good friends, I've seen that. So that's not a knock, that's just reality. You know, so you gotta wanna be a part of that and be like another horse in the stable, I guess, or just pioneer your own way like what we've been doing and other guys and just stay true to who you are. That's what I said earlier when we were talking. I can control what I do. Yeah. Before when I'm trying to get out there and nobody knew me, I gotta do everything to get out there in front of you. But now I can control enough to where I can make a living. These pants I got on, these shoes, these socks, these stuff, all come from playing music. I'm not a part-time player. If I don't play, I don't eat. The lights go off. So that's a real job for me. For people who say get a real job, that is a real job.
And what about you, Doctor? You got a real job too? Is that what the music is your thing?
Yeah, music is my real job.
Okay.
I've always wanted to play music, and I knew I was going to play music. And when people ask me, say, where you work, what do you do? And I say, I'm a musician, play music. I say, yeah, but what's your real job? What's your real? I say, I play music. You know, that's what I do. You know.
That's not like a woman who say, hey, you ain't making enough money. That's what that really means. You ain't making enough money.
But see, what it is that you got to realize that whatever you do, it's got to be 90% business, see, and 10%. See, because if you don't be business, you can't make a living at it. You know, you got to know business. You got to promote yourself, you know.
Okay.
And so pay inequality is a big problem in the country anyway, in all genres, you know, pay inequality with different between men and women or blues and jazz or whatever, you know. But you can, if you take care of your business, you know, you can do pretty good. You do pretty well.
Are you your own managers? Are you guys both your own managers? Do you have someone
Yeah,
else?
I am.
Yeah.
I used to work with agents and other people, but you know, at the end of the day, nobody's going to work harder than me for me, and I don't have to question if I'm going to do it right, because you get with a guy who's got like 10 other artists. If you're not up here, then you're going to get whatever falls down, and that's not because you're not better, but he knows them. He has a certain rapport with them, whether that's good or bad. And you're not going to get what you need. So you need to groom a person, if it's not going to be you, right, to make you number one and make the fact that they take care of you, because you're going to be the hardest working guy. Like James Brown, he was the hardest working guy in music, right? You have to do certain things yourself. You and I talk about it a lot of times. You got to do certain things yourself until you can get a team of people that understand what your focus is and teach them how to take care of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you have a manager, I used to have 3 managers. Archie Lee Hill Production. You know, Archie Russell, Leo Ostell, and Hillary Johnson. And I did a lot of recordings in the 70s with them, you know. And, but you learn in the business, and you have to watch what they do. They get record deals for you. But you learn the business, and then you decide to become your own manager, you know, and take care of your own business. Because nobody's going to take care of your business like you know. Yeah.
So the agents will go out and get work, and normally what, 15% standard fee? I'm not sure what it is today.
Yeah, agents, their job is a little different from managers. You know, agents, yeah, they book gigs for you.
Because they get work, you get work, they get paid.
Yeah, they usually, if they get 10% or 15% or 20%, whatever that you all negotiate and agree on, you know.
And what about managers?
Yeah, well, managers, they want to own, they want your publishing, they want part of your songwriting, they want on the road part of your gigs, you know, they want some of everything. Well, I mean, managers feel, whatever, you know, whatever you negotiate. Sometimes people come to you, if they want to manage you or record you, if I like what they're saying, if I like how they're going to treat me, we make a deal. If not, I pass on it, you know. I've had people from record labels come to me and offer me certain propositions, and I pass on it if I don't like what's happening, you know, what they offering, you know. And I don't like for anybody to own my music, you know.
You own all of your music that you written?
Yeah, I own all my music.
Yeah. And the same about you, Sam?
Absolutely. I am the CEO of my business, and people know that. At the end of the day, we're talking about this. The most important thing you can do nowadays is to make sure you have your publishing together. That's how money is made, through publishing, not copyrights. Copyrights just indicates you wrote the song, but in order to do business, you have to have a publishing company. If you ever saw the movie Why Do Fools Fall in Love, that was the whole big thing with Frankie Lyman and Marv Levy. He stole millions from them because educationally they wasn't focused on the business. They just wanted to get out there and dance. Same thing with New Edition. They lost millions because their manager ripped them off and didn't tell them about publishing, right? So the first thing I tell any young guy, even some older, some of the guys our age don't have a business together. Anybody can potentially learn how to do this, but you got to have your paperwork. When you get old and don't want to play, you can get that together, go to the mailbox, get a royalty check. It could be $20, but it's your money. See, I think Prince proved to everybody that you don't need a record company. A record company is what the internet has become now, the legs of this business, right? I can communicate with somebody in China by pushing one button, send. We never had that ability before. And I think that that's the one thing that we got to clean up with our people, is the education part of music. Publishing, copyrights, and if you do that, then you can make a deal, like the Root Doctor was saying. They can't come to you without saying, hey, well, look, we know you got your publishing, we tried to rip you off, we couldn't do it. We want 80%. And I will tell you this, I would be willing to give them 80% of my publishing if they were going to really, because guess what, 100% of nothing is zero. If I get known through this situation, they're going to want to come back. Who wrote this song? Who owns it? You got to come to me for that. Otherwise, they would do it. So I would rather give them 80%, have 20% of $1 million or whatever the percent is, opposed to have nothing coming. Because I can write songs. I'm going to write songs to the day I drop dead. I got a new album that's coming out in the fall. I'm doing 30 songs, a DVD, and hopefully the Root Doctor, we talked about it, he'll be on one of those tracks. But you got to keep making money. That's your investment. It's like planting seeds. That's how we survive. Even though I believe the music format is going to change with the DVD and CDs, but streaming will still be going on forever. So if you got something to stream, you got an opportunity to make some money. Now, you may not get rich, but you have an opportunity to make some money. I'll ask you real quick. Any of you guys know who Rod Temperton is?
Who?
Rod Temperton.
I can't tell you.
Okay, see, now if I mention Michael Jackson, boom, we know that right away. Well, Rod Temperton wrote Thriller.
Okay.
He owned the publishing. That's all you need to know, right?
Yeah.
That was the biggest selling record album in the history of music. He didn't have to travel. He didn't have to get out of his bed. Michael Jackson had to get on stage, damn near kill himself, which he did, and put all these people together and made very little money. So if you own your publishing, you pretty much can relax and make any deal possible, because people that don't write, they need songs.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, you were just talking about something in regards to publishing and all. Now, you're an actor as well, Root Doctor.
Exactly.
And I noticed that when you talked about that, Sam, what crossed my mind is right now you look at the chocolate Reese's peanut butter. I mean, what'd you hear?
No, that was you talking about the.
Get it on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And the other day I was listening to another one. I said, now I knew that song. I said, but they are going in deep off into the mind to really come up with some music that, you know, I said, it never was a great hit, but hey, it was music, and they're using.
You talking about Let's Get It On?
No. There are other songs out there in the same. If you listen to commercials today, you will find several.
You're absolutely right.
I don't have to work, I think it is. I think Roscoe Gordon, I think it was. You know, I don't have to work or something. But anyway, I'm listening. I said, damn. I said, they go really digging off and getting a lot of it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, see, knowing the business, there's a guy, Italian guy up in New York named Fuchs, and all he does is lease music to movies and commercials. That's what he does. You know, and you can make a deal with him. When he contacted me, the reason I didn't deal with him, he wanted to own my music. And so after I didn't take that deal, he came back later and said, well, okay, you don't have to own it. You can lease it to me.
Okay.
But you have you got societies like ASCAP and BMI, and these are people that tracks for your publishing.
Yeah.
Then you got mechanicals. Mechanicals, when somebody go into a record shop or go into Target and buy the CD, they call that mechanical.
Okay.
Then you got digital money come from digital is something new.
Yeah.
You know, come through
Streaming.
yeah. Sound Exchange is a society that deals with, you know, digital music, internet play, airplay, you know. But it's good to know that, you know, and anytime your music is played in publishing, that's what ASCAP and BMI, that's what they do. They track your music. If it's played anywhere in public, that's what publishing is. And then, say for instance, like Target, if you walk in Targets and you hear your song playing, every quarter, every 3 months, Target has to put that music in rotation, the music that they playing. They say, okay, we playing Sam's song, we playing Cheatham's song, we playing Dr. Ruth's song, we got it in heavy rotation, we play it like 4 times a day, whatever. So at the end of the quarter, they have to send that money to BMI or ASCAP for every 3 months. Then ASCAP or BMI would take out their percentage and then send you your royalty check for publishing. So people.
Okay, I tell you what, guys, I want to thank you for this edition right here, and we're coming back in a few minutes to do the second edition of this. You're listening. You're listening. I do a program on WVON 1690 AM, and that's why you heard me say that. So check me out on Saturday night, WVON 1690 AM. Classic blues and R&B. I go by the name of Sir Henry. The kids named me that, so that's who I am. But anyway, folks, we're gonna take a break right here.